Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always want you. I can live a lie running for my life. I will always want you. I came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit so hard in love. All I wanted was to break your walls. All you ever did was wreck me. Yeah, you wrecked me. I put you.
Welcome back. Season 12 of Tonto's Demise. This is one of your co-hosts, Matt Detling, Tonto Bowl 1 and Tonto Bowl 3 champion.
And this is Detonator's Tonto Bowl 6 champion. Still haven't had the chance of signing or seeing the trophy because Detling forgot it.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I forgot the trophy, but hey, we're going to continue on because as our good girlfriend says, Miley says, we can't stop, we won't stop.
All right, well, we're going to keep it short this week since there's not a whole lot to talk about except, well, I guess there's a lot to talk about since the draft just happened and we got the season 1 matchups, but week 1 matchups, but we're not going to go into too much detail, less than a half hour.
We're going to try to keep it under 30 minutes.
Yeah, because the hour and a half mark is just way too much.
Yeah, it did not do well among the fans, and we only 12 tickets were purchased.
Yeah, that's true. And I really thought that we would have sold more based on your graphs alone. Those graphs were just killer.
That's the best graphs ever, man. For 2 minutes or less, when you have a crappy art teacher yelling down your throat, graph, man, dude, we gotta go.
5 minutes. All right, well, let's get on to the first segment.
Unfinished business.
Wow, you're still in preseason form. That was weak.
It was. I don't have my green tea.
All right, well, I have a few things for unfinished business, especially since I wasn't at the draft. First of all, Jut, I haven't forgot about the $10, aka 2 beers for our end of the year bet, just to keep things interesting. So maybe I'll have to buy you a couple drinks at the hotel or Rizzo's, or maybe I could just give them to you next year's draft. I won't forget. The other thing, since I wasn't at the draft, I heard through the grapevine that Jim Crick really, really liked the jersey. It fit really well. And all I can say about that is I'm glad it fits because, you might as well get used to wearing it.
Well, we also like to joke about how you, Jimmy made a good joke about how you wear it as a dress. Then we also like to say how you wear it as pajamas when you come into your bedroom. Crystal's like, "Ooh, Rivers, looks like I'm going swimming tonight."
Well, it's interesting because...
seduction method.
That's funny. Well, it's interesting because the year I won the draft was the same year I got married. So, you do the math.
Did you wear that jersey on your wedding night?
I might have. I'm not coming out and saying it, but I might have.
And did Crystal say, "Oh, Philip"?
Then the final thing that I'm just going to move right on. The final thing for unfinished business has to do with Tree Size and my Cleveland Brown pin prediction. Kevin Bean, you might as well just take it over to his house right now because A, the Eddie Lacy thing, I still don't understand why you didn't keep him, and B, Huber said there's 4 guys on your team he has never even heard of. So,
hey, I can vouch a little bit for Tree Size. I mean, I don't have his team up right now, but there were some people that I knew that he picked that other people didn't know, and me and him both like to think of ourselves as we get to find the treasures in there. I got one piece of unfinished business. I didn't mean to call you a crappy art teacher.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate
that.
that.
I didn't want you to take that to heart.
I didn't.
You could scold me
Still
anytime.
a crappy graph.
Well, listen, I accept that.
Just kidding.
I accept that. 8th grade, when my teacher told me my paper mache seal looked like a banana, I knew art was not meant to be.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Quick shout out to Craig and Jimmy for, I guess, ponying up the money for the trophy. I haven't seen it yet, but I think it's pretty cool you guys did that.
It is pretty cool. I'm not sure I don't know if Jimmy ponied up the money all himself or Craig threw some in. I don't know. Craig usually is pretty cheap, so he might have thrown in $5 and called it his half.
Well, regardless, we're happy to have the trophy.
We are. It was a nice added touch.
Yeah.
And for our newest segment, the Tale of Two Drafts, where we will pick the best pick and the worst pick of your team.
All right, the first team we're going to review will be McCoy's Homeboys. So I like first off, I like the Philadelphia name. You know,
Very, very representative.
McNabulous turns into McCoy's Homeboys. Nice rhyming scheme there. We think that your best pick happens to be your worst pick as well. Let me finish. Your best pick is LeSean McCoy. Overall, you got to go with that, number one. It's also your worst because you passed up on Manning. You know, you thought you would have learned last year, but clearly
Tell
you
me
didn't.
about it, man. You
So-
blew your whole thing last year because you didn't take Manning. And you didn't do it again.
And Treese and Alicia over there just laughing at you. You know?
Yeah, Alicia doesn't think anybody doesn't know anything. She's laughing. I heard her chuckling.
All right, what did we say for the worst one?
I believe the worst one we agreed on is none other than Hakeem Nicks
In the 13th round.
Bum.
Which round would you take him in?
19th.
I'd take him in the 21st.
Oh,
That means I wouldn't draft him.
yikes. Put that one together. But yeah, no, Nick's come back for injuries. His best season was his rookie season, and he's just gone downhill. Now he's like, what, fourth on the depth chart in Indy?
Yeah, I think so. I remember a couple years ago, Treese really overreached on Hakeem Nicks. Do you remember that?
I do. It was pretty bad.
It was like in the first or second round. It was crazy.
Yeah, wait, let's go to the depth chart of Indy. It goes T.Y. Hilton,
Yep.
Reggie Wayne, Colby Fleener, Trent Richardson, then Hakeem Nicks.
So yeah, not a great value.
Yeah. The only time he's going to be motivated is if he plays the Giants.
Yeah, go ahead and drop him.
All right, and the next team here is one of my favorite fellows. He's always cool as a cucumber. Craig Kubicek, the Springfield Isotopes. I'd like to start off. His best pick was none other than the one to screw me over. LeGarrette Blount in the 13th round. Great value. Could be a 70-30 split, hopefully. And I was one round away from taking him. Thanks, Craig.
Yeah, but you were maybe you were too high. That was just a horrible blunt joke. Anyway.
I'm so high now, I laughed.
Anyways, yeah, that was a pretty good pick. Could turn out to be really helpful for you. But your worst pick was actually the pick right before Blunt, and you took Niall Davis. I understand the reasoning behind it. You want to have the handcuff, and he's a legitimate handcuff. He'll probably take over for everything that Charles does. But I think you probably could have got that in the 15th, 16th round. I think you just wasted a few picks there.
I think handcuffs are a waste.
Yeah, I mean, Charles, he's probably not going anywhere, and I'm sure Craig will say, told you so if he does go down, but I'll say you still could have got him in the 15th.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, I mean, Jamal Charles did drop a box on his foot.
That's true when he was
pretty
moving out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, next up is the reigning champ, the Rook, and we felt that your best pick would probably have to be Odell Beckham for the Giants. I mean, anytime you can get him in the 18th, and his
Fantastic value.
His ceiling is through the roof. No pun intended. I mean, he could have a great breakout year. It could be one of the rookie stars.
It could be. I mean, as soon as he gets his legs back,
Yeah,
and Eli Manning gets his arm back.
true. But 18th round is still a great pick.
It is a great pick. It's a hell of a roll of dice.
Yeah, I mean, it's like your Phillip Rivers pick of last year.
Don't remind us.
I know.
All right. All right, and best pick.
That was the best.
Oh, that
pick.
was the best pick. My bad. Maybe I disagreed with you and forgot about it. The worst pick, Stephen Stephen Halushka in the 8th round. Once again, the Rook is taking a kicker in the top 10 rounds, and he swears by this theory, which means now I have to pay attention because he won the championship last year. If he wins it this year, I'm taking a kicker in the 6th round.
No, I think he's just doing it to mess with us. I think he's doing it just to rub it in our faces. But he won't repeat this year. If you noticed on the trash talk board, since we're not really going to do anything for, oh no, he didn't. I pointed out that he's predicted to finish 11th out of 12th and win, I think, 2 games. And I think that kid taking the kicker in the 8th round plays right into that.
Seriously? That's what
It does. He's predicted to go maybe 2-11, finish 11th in the league. So
No way. No way. I do not see that happening. No way.
there will be a sophomore slump. I don't know if it'll be that big of a slump.
You're out of your mind. I'm looking at the top picks. There's no way. Dude's gonna trade running backs like crazy.
Well, he's got to get through. He's got to get through me week 1.
Well, you haven't proven that worthy of an adversary lately.
This is the new year.
This is the new year. That's what I think.
Okay, so we're up to Built to Spiller, and so for this one, we just wrote down on a small slip of paper the best and worst for each other, and clearly, I'm going to start with his worst, and clearly his worst is, say it together, Josh Gordon. Is that what you're thinking?
Don't think it's my worst.
Wow, then you must have had a really bad draft.
I don't think it's my best either.
Or are you on your 3rd Guinness there?
Might have been my 4th. I don't know. All I know is I want Josh Gordon next year, and I reached for him. And if it pays off, I'll look like a genius. And if it doesn't pay off, I'll look like a goat.
Right.
Those are the things you try.
You'll be smoking dope with them and be like, I wasted an 8th pick on you to get you in the 7th.
Maybe I already smoked dope with him, and that's why I picked him in the 8th.
Maybe. Didn't he get just, it was like secondhand smoke, right? So was it you?
Ha ha ha.
So anyways, yeah. I was thinking about taking Josh Gordon too, but I was going to wait till like the 14th, 15th round. I figured he would have been there. But you beat me by about 6 or 7 rounds. So, way to go.
Always ahead, Brian.
Always ahead. Anyways, I'm not going to go through the list of players that you could have gotten that were better than him, but I actually think your best pick was Darren Sproles in the 9th. I know he's behind McCoy, but I think he's going to be a huge part of that offense. I think he's going to catch a lot of balls. I think they're going to use him in the run game a lot more than anyone thinks. And I feel like he's going to have a huge year. So I think that's your best pick.
Thank you, sir. I agree with you.
Oh, did you think that was your best pick? One of them?
One of my best picks.
They were all great, right?
I kind of think Tim Wright was my best pick.
That's the other one I was going to say. Seriously. I was debating between Tim Wright and Darren Sproles, so those were your top 2 picks.
All right, and probably the moment you guys have all been waiting for, Tree Sites' team, Possum Magic.
We don't have a half hour for his team alone, okay?
All right. Well, the best pick for him was a young buck by the name of Alan Hearns. And I know you guys are all saying, who? Because that's what you guys all did at the draft, except for me, because I knew who he was, which proves my vast knowledge, or I should say useless knowledge, of fantasy football. The guy is, his offensive coordinator is his coach from college, so he's on the same page with him. He's already number 3 on the depth chart through preseason. He had a wonderful preseason. And getting him in the 10th, possible reach, but still a great pick.
But who's throwing to him?
It's going to be Chad Henne, who's a decent quarterback, but also Blake Bortles, who I think is a great quarterback.
Yeah.
And I wish I had him on my team, but I wasn't going to pick him. But still, no, great pick, Tree. Don't listen to everybody else.
From the man who drafted Gordon in the 8th.
We're going to have a beer.
I'm a little bitter about Gordon, but I wouldn't have taken him that early. Anyways, we feel, though, as though your worst pick, and we had a lot to choose from. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I wasn't even there. I kind of felt like your biggest reach was Mark Ingram. I mean, it could prove me wrong in the long run, but I mean, it's hard to take somebody that's sharing time with Pierre Thomas, that early in the 4th round. Maybe like the 6th or 7th, but, he could have a great year, and, I might eat my words later, but...
Sharing time with Kerry Robinson, too.
Kerry Robinson, too, yeah, so 3-headed monster over there. It's tough to take him that early, but you must have an inkling on him, so... Hope it works out for you.
Good luck, sir. All right, the next team, Nick Folian Dynamite. Jimmy Crick, owner of the Phillip Rivers jersey for 1 year, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, 5, 6. Hey, you might be the opposite of LeBron James in our league. Your best pick, none other than Sheboygan in the 13th round. Fantastic value. Did wonders for me last year with Tolson throwing to him, not with Matt Flynn. But this year you got Aaron Rodgers. I think he's going to be a real bright spot on your team. And, hell, you might even have to take Mike Wallace out of the starting 3. I would.
Did you say he has Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers throwing to him.
Oh, throwing to him. Okay, my bad. Moving on to your worst pick, we didn't have to look any further than the name of your team. We think Nick Foles in the 4th round is crazy.
Foley.
I mean, I think he's going to have a good year, but I wouldn't take him in the 4th. I'd probably take him in the 7th or 8th.
I call that one a heart pick.
Yeah.
But, I mean, well, because I know you do it every year when you're cursing at that TV about the Eagles. Now you actually got an actual reason to do it because you know they're never going to win the Super Bowl. So I don't even know why you guys root for them over on that side of the state.
But you're swearing at the TV will just mean a little bit more. That's all right. You know, it comes straight from the heart. I just want to point out too that I don't know if we've ever had any manager take 2 tight ends, 1 and 2, in the history of the league.
You're right. That was a very interesting thing. I actually think he is going. He read some pages and he's going by the no running back theory until the 6th round or below, where he got D'Angelo Williams.
Yeah.
And this was a theory that was brought up this year, and I had never really thought about it, but some of it actually did make sense. But it was all about take wide receivers and 1 tight end, but he took 2. But can you blame him? You can't. Jimmy Graham, Gronkowski, 2 great tight ends, the 2 best.
Absolutely. And it's probably a good thing you're not overloaded with pass-catching running backs because you couldn't use them anyway.
True. Smart. All right. Now here's my moment to shine. The detonators. Try to keep this as quick as possible.
Be kind.
Your best pick would be Mike Evans in the 9th round.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Fantastic value. Rookie, but, I mean, he's 6 foot. He was the best receiver in the draft, and he made it to the 9th. And I will call him the best receiver over Sammy Watkins because the dude just can flat out catch, and his ribs haven't been broken yet, and he can take a hit. So that's your best one. Now your worst, and this is hard for me to say because I am an avid supporter of this man. For the last 4 years, I always try to get him. Ben Tate in the 3rd round. That's a guy I think you could have waited till like the 5th or 6th. I don't think he's going to last 7 games.
Do you really think he would have been there in the 5th or 6th round?
I do.
I absolutely disagree 100%.
Do you? Cleveland Brown, man? No.
Well, I'm not crazy about it, but he was the next best running back. I didn't have a running back yet.
Yeah, he's going to get 8 men in the block.
All right, I sound like Tree so I'm not going to keep on defending. Hey, I just found out he's going to be their every down back.
Until my boy Terrence West supplants him.
We'll see about that. The other thing I said was he had a horrible preseason.
Who,
Terrence West.
Yeah, he's a rookie.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't like that pick either.
All right, we got Jimmy up. New Gods, Mad Titans. Whatever that means. Your best pick, Eric Ebron in the 10th round. Let me tell you why this is your best pick. You don't even know this. I dealt to his uncle. And I asked him, no, this is a true story. I did. I dealt to his uncle and I said, hey man, how do you think he's going to do this year? And he straight looked me in the eye and he said, that guy runs like a thoroughbred. And he catches everything. And he's like, you won't believe how fast he is. I was like, that's good enough for me. So I think it's a great pick. 10th round.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that. You got Matt Stafford thrown to him. I think he's going to. They haven't had a really good tight end there for a while, so it might change things.
Yeah, Pettigrew couldn't cut it.
No. Yeah, he didn't have the pedigree. Your worst pick, by far, and I'm not just saying this because you didn't schedule the draft around my schedule, and I think your brother will agree, is Devontae Freeman. Now, he's, I think, listed as the 3rd running back for the Falcons right now. I know in one of their preseason games, I remember in the 3rd game, he got 1 snap. 1 snap. Steven Jackson, he's the starter, and I got him in the following round, in the 8th round. And I know he might get hurt and he's a little banged up, but I'm still going to take Steven Jackson before Devontae Freeman every day. And, I hope it works out for you in the long run. Well, actually, I don't, because then it means Steven Jackson's down. But, if I'm out of the playoffs, I hope it works out for you. But I still think it's way, way, way too early.
Definitely a reach.
Okay, next up is the Manziel Crush. So, for your best pick, I know that you felt your best pick was Julius Thomas, which it was a very good pick. But we kind of thought your best overall pick was Cam Newton in the 10th. That's your 2nd quarterback behind Dalton. And, I mean, you might be starting Newton more times than you are Dalton. And if it works out, you can keep him for 2 years in the 9th and the 8th. So, excellent pick. I can't believe he was still there in the 10th.
Now for the worst pick of your draft. None other than C.J. Spiller in the 4th round. Get ready to have some regrets, my friend. Also, you're going to be getting a package in the mail because me and Kevin Bean both took 2 heaping shits on a plate and we wrapped them up in saran wrap and we're sending them to you because That's what CJ Spiller is. A big pile of shit.
Two piles.
Well, we actually put them together, made a plate sandwich of shit. So I hope you enjoy it, buddy, because that's
what's coming.
It's what's coming. It's not pretty.
Both in reality and in fantasy football.
It's true.
So enjoy that.
All right, we got another of them FC Bohoric, and what a great day! What a great day! Oh, also, we'd like to do a stat correction on a previous video. Justin Bohoric did in fact make the playoffs once. It was just so long ago that I couldn't remember, and Brian couldn't remember either. So we are sorry about that, Justin. Maybe you can indulge us because I can't even remember what happened.
Yeah, must have lost.
But yeah, his best pick is none other. We'll go with the first one. We got first two best picks ever. Benny Cunningham in the 20th round. All I gotta say is just call him Butter because he's on a roll. Great value.
I heard he's a starter.
He's the starter for the Rams. Zach Stacy is in second string.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
Backfired.
I know, right? So Bean is really heartbroken. Traded Jimmy Graham last year to get him.
Ouch.
Very bad. And well, we'll see. Maybe Cunningham's gonna go nuts, man. With the name like Cunningham, like Randall. Now we got Sammy Watkins in the 10th round. Another great pick by Bohoric. Second best receiver in the draft.
Agreed. And the worst pick, unfortunately, came first for you. Julio Jones, who I love. I think he's going to have a monster year. I just feel like you probably should have taken Rodgers or A.J. Green before him. And who knows? He might have been there on the way back.
Yeah.
That would only been like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks later. You might have been able to get Julio on the turn.
Yeah, I would have definitely wanted A.J. Green over him because A.J. Green's going to get more catches, more yards, and maybe more touchdowns.
Yeah, but, this is all our feelings. Who knows how it's going to play out. But I would have taken Rodgers instead of, who's your quarterback? RG3? Yeah.
No, Matt Ryan.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Matt Ryan.
He wants the Matt Ryan to Julio Jones connection.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's going to love that. Okay, next up is the proud owner of the Cleveland Browns pin, and I heard that you put it on right away, which is awesome, and you wore it like a champ.
Danced with it on.
Danced with
at
it.
a rest stop.
Went to Sheets with it on?
Yeah, he did. He walked into the Wimber Sheets with the Cleveland Browns pin on and acted like it was just a part of his wardrobe. It was impressive. My hat's off to him.
You can take it off. If you're wearing it right now while you're listening to this, you can take it off.
No, he gave it back. He gave it back.
He did?
I made him because I told him he'd probably lose it.
Okay.
So so it's actually in a trophy case.
All right. Well, then we'll just make sure we bring it for Tree Size next year.
Ouch. You guys got to give him more credit.
He is the two-time first place champ the last 2 years.
Yeah, and plus, hold on, I want to say something. Jimmy said, "What is he doing?" to me in my ear about Tree Size when I was drafting, and then he goes, "Oh wait, never mind. He has Peyton Manning." So it's the exact same thing as last year.
So it's a get out of jail free card?
Yeah, so don't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Okay. So anyways, getting back to Dub C, we felt like your best pick overall was Jeremy Hill, since he's now only one of 2 running backs since the law firm was let go. So, you got Giovanni Bernard and Jeremy Hill, and I heard somebody on the radio say that's like the thunder and lightning of the Bengals, So you got the Thunder. And if you got the Thunder in the 12th, that's great.
I wish they would come up with something besides thunder and the lightning. I mean, that's an old Giants thing. I wish it would be like the tornado and hurricane.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I agree with you. Jeremy Hill, great pick. He's definitely faster than Ben in the law firm.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get any slower. The worst pick, though, I like white guys. I like the white boys for the football.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
I like white
guys. You're one sick mother. Toby Gerhart.
Not there's anything wrong with that.
No. Toby Gerhart in the 4th round, man. I thought that was a reach. You could have had Victor Cruz. I would have taken Victor Cruz. But like you showed me, you have your papers with your algorithms and all your stuff that I couldn't even understand. It was like another language. You might come out on top with all these second-rate players. If you do, I just might quit fantasy football. He's got Aaron Rodgers, though.
That's true.
Another excuse, just like tree size.
All right, last but not least, You My Puddin'. Great name, and I don't really understand it, but I like it.
When do we ever understand his names?
Yeah, it's the beginning of a long season of not understanding names.
Yes.
We felt like your best pick overall was very close to the end of the draft with Eli Manning. I mean, you can't go wrong with taking any Manning in the 18th round.
Yeah.
Backing up Jay Cutler, I see. So, it's a great value. Can't complain with that.
No, Giants are running a West Coast offense.
Yeah.
Going to be a lot of balls thrown.
I'm sure Kabisic is missing that. He loves his Eli.
Well, when he likes his Eli and his Cruz. He just hasn't gotten them the last couple of years. Of course, he only likes Eli to do bogus trades.
Bonus
That's all
or
it is.
bogus?
Bogus.
Okay.
Hey, man, Eli's just as good as Carson Palmer. Jesus. Anyways, his worst pick, none other than Trent Richardson, with the 9th round. Oh,
Wow.
brother, you made a mistake. This guy is terrible, terrible, terrible. He never has had a good season, and there's no.
He's much better with the Browns.
He still didn't average 4 yards.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: you must have took him at his word when he said he wasn't good last year because he didn't know the playbook. You tell me what running back needs to know the playbook. It's run right, run left, run up the middle. I could do better than that guy. And that's saying something. Just give me 1 year to bulk up, I'll be Toby Gerhart. All right, matchups of the week. And the first matchup is me versus Jay Huber, otherwise known as McCoy's Homeboys. My name will probably be changed soon, but Spilt the Spiller for now. Quite simply, I know everybody's going to say Jay Huber. He's 68% favorite, but guess what? I'm picking me. I'm picking the long shot. Because you know why? I'm the Huber Slayer, and it don't matter what the odds are. There can be only one. So go Calvin Johnson.
Well, I hate to do it, but I have to go against you on week 1. Jay sent me a few texts this week just saying like how he cannot wait until Monday night gets here just because it'll be the end of week 1 and he will be 1-0. and I agree. I mean, he's got a pretty stud lineup. I think your projected point total is pretty low. I think it should be a little bit higher. But I think Jay had the best draft this year. I think he had the best team drafted. And
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think it's an
Wow.
incredible draft. And
Well, that's a whole nother segment.
yeah, I know. But yeah, I think Jay wins this one handily.
First lesson.
All right. Next matchup is the battle of the two commissioners. Well, I mean the commissioner and the assistant to the commissioner. New Gods Mad Titans versus Springfield Isotopes. And all I have to say is I don't think it's going to take too much luck for Jimmy to win with Andrew Luck as the quarterback. But I do think it's going to take a little bit of luck for Devontae Freeman to pitch in anything on this matchup. So hopefully, like Forte can really pull you in the flex, and hopefully that'll be enough to take down Kabisic. And I'm not really big on his running backs. Ridley and Blunt, ugh.
Well, I can't believe I'm going to do this. A good man said to me, if you got hate in your heart, let it out.
Who said that?
It's a good man. John Catula. But so I let my hate out. I looked over this. I was Craig Kabisic, you're going to win this week, hands down. When you got Devontae Freeman in your lineup, terrible, terrible, terrible. I just can't. You can't ignore Stafford, Bryant, and Brown, and Jamal Charles, even Baltimore. I admire the even the Superman photo is better than Jimmy's, I believe, Darkseid. So you win all around, buddy. Good job. All right, we have Jimmy Cricknick, Foley, and Dynamite versus Possum Magic. Woo! What an exciting matchup this one is. Snoozeville. I am going to go with Possum Magic. Surprise! Mainly because
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen, my scraps, Fitzgerald, Manning. It's mainly because of Manning. And look at the guy's got confidence for as much as we rip on him. He threw Moreno in there, Richard Rodgers, Sean Green, and Mark Ingram. Kansas City versus Tennessee is big. Denver versus Indy, that's going to be a shootout. It's tough, man. I just don't think Nick Foles is going to have to throw that much against Jacksonville. That's what it is. So, yeah, good luck.
Yeah, this is the first time that we're agreeing this year, but I'm actually going with Possum Magic as well. As much as I ripped on him, I just think that his tandem of tight ends probably isn't going to get it done this week. Denver D's not going to get much done. Although I will say Treese probably has the weakest trio of running backs. Ingram, Sean Green, and Moreno. I mean, I'm not too afraid of that. But I am afraid of Peyton Manning.
Yeah. Manning loves the big stage.
He does, and he's going back
Sunday
to Indy versus Indy. He's going to love that. So, yeah, I say Manning wins this one.
All right, next matchup, we got Justin Bohoric versus Jeff Gushka. You might put in. We'll just go with you might put in. Wow, I got to say, I looked at this match. You guys both got some pretty solid teams. This is like two people just ran their heads into each other. I'm going to go with Justin because I like the Matt Ryan to Julio Jones connection against New Orleans. And the whole team. Tampa Bay, it's going to be a tough game. But I really do like Ryan to Jones. Go Juddy.
Yeah, I think this might be the closest matchup of the week, even though there's like a 10-point difference on the projections. And I think it's going to be tight all the way down to the defenses. I think Carolina puts up a good number of points against Tampa Bay, and they're not able to stop them. And I think the Jets completely shut down Oakland with the new quarterback. I just feel like they're going to put up probably 40 points and, unfortunately, hand Juddy his first loss. All right, next matchup, we have Dub C versus the Manziel Crush. And although I do really like Aaron Rodgers on Dub C's team, and Jordan Cameron, of course, who I already proposed a trade to, and he turned it down. Think about it. Let it stew. Maybe you'll still reconsider. Anyways, let's see here. I'm going with Josh, not because he turned down Jordan Cameron trade, but I just think he's got a solid lineup. You got the Peterson, Spiller, and Ball trio, and I think that's going to do a lot with the Julius Thomas tight end versus Indy. Yeah, I'm going Josh. What do you say?
You know what? I was going to go with Josh, but then split second thinking, I'm going with Dub C Hooligans.
Whoa!
Change of the pace. The guy with his algorithms, I'm trusting the data. Kendall Wright, Sanders, and Cooks, all PPR machines. Rodgers versus Seattle, he's going to have to throw it. So all those completions are going to add up. And Cameron versus Pittsburgh, Murray versus San Fran. It's going to be close, but I'm picking my boy Bean. And the matchup of the week. They're all the matchups of the week, but this one in particular, Brian Volchko versus The Rook. Let's look over this thing really.
Hold on, he's not even a rook anymore.
He's the newest guy in the league.
True.
So what, he's just Gags?
Gags.
Gigs. Gigs. I'm picking Gags.
You're going against me?
I'm going against
Week one.
You went against me.
Yeah.
So Phillip Rivers, Monday night against Arizona. Look out to the Gates connection.
I hate waiting till Monday night to find out.
Yeah, well, that's the way life grows sometimes. But he's got Eddie Lacy, Doug Martin, Bush in the flex. That's how you build a team, folks. He went running backs, mainly because he had Phillip Rivers in the 19th round, but we're not going to talk about that. And, Hushka. Hushka's going to win it
You were just ripping
with
him
a
for that.
50-yard touchdown. I ripped him for his draft. Where
a touchdown or a 50-yard field goal?
See, now you're ripping on me. 50-yard field goal. I ripped him on his draft order. You took the best kicker.
All right, well, he might have some decent running backs, but he has the wrong Detroit running back. Joik Bell. Is that how you say his name?
I think it's Joy Quay.
I always call him Joik, and I like it. I call him Joik.
Jetador
It's like
Jacquard.
when you have the wrong words to a song, and then when you find out the real words, you just still don't want to change them.
Like the New Jack Swing on my nuts. Tony. You know I'm right, Vinny.
He doesn't listen to this.
His brother does. It'll get back to him.
All right. Anyways, I can't pick against myself. I'm figuring Drew Brees plus Carolina D equals probably 120 points.
Wow.
Okay, at least 100. At least 100. and then in between there is going to be at least another 80. So I'm hoping I can go to bed Monday night knowing Phillip Rivers needs a good 70 points. So that's my thinking, and that's my hope.
Don't forget about Gates.
Yeah, oh crap. All right, I'm hoping I'm up at like 90 points.
Yeah, it's true. You do have to go to bed. You won't even know the outcome until you wake up in the morning. You're like eating your cereal, and you have to go to the computer. You're gonna spit your cereal on the monitor.
So, anyways, good luck to you, Gags. And since you're going to be getting 11 losses this year, I hope to give you your first one.
Wow.
And so that ends week 1 of the Tonto's Demise podcast, and we came in at about 36 minutes. Not too bad.
Not too bad, I say.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Go! Nailed it.